ceremony for the softball state championships.
Everybody hear me okay? And thank you for coming out tonight to help us celebrate these girls here. And obviously we wanted to pick a day where our graduating seniors were able to come back and help us out with the celebration. Good to see all three of them here. Obviously, type of season that we had, we hope it will happen again, but it's hard to win a championship. It's hard to win a state title, but even harder to stay on top. And that's what these girls here are shooting for. But they didn't really get any help from me this year with the schedule that's even harder than last year, with the addition of Clovis North and 2 other schools from Southern California. But that's the type of atmosphere we put in front of these girls, but that's one of the goals that we had last year, was to put one of the toughest schedules in the state of California in front of them. And they delivered. I don't know if they still understand the magnitude and how many calls and text messages, emails that I get on a daily basis when it comes to our team. It was tough making that schedule this year. I'll be honest with you, I still have 3 games left, but nobody wants to play. I'm begged a few teams to play, but nobody wants to play these girls, and that's what we're going to get. But in any event, not to take anything away from that season that we had last year, incredible run. Again, it's just people ask how we did it, how the girls did it, why was the season so successful? And the easy answer for me, as I did a couple of podcasts last week and the week before, the easy answer for me is hard work. And that's just kind of that's the easy answer, hard work. Well, it's more than just hard work, we're going to be honest. Right? It takes a lot of stuff. But one of the first things that I point to, and if you had a chance, I know some of the coaches listened to the podcast that I did, but all I talked about was my assistant coaches. That's all I talked about in this podcast. Every coach here has their role, and it's huge. They have a big responsibility, and it might not seem like they do, but they got a really big role. And like I said, it all starts with the assistant coaches. We all have to be on the same page, and we don't all agree a lot of the times. But then at the end of the day, as the head coach of the softball team, you have to be open. With any team, it doesn't matter, whatever sport that is. As a head coach, you have to be open to different opinions. I might not agree with them, but obviously something worked this year. So what I'm going to do, first off, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce my assistant coaches, and I'm going to pass their rings out, because to me, they're most important for me, is my assistant coaches. And I'm surprised they stuck with me as long as they have, because I would have probably been gone a few years ago. But it's just the atmosphere that we built, and I owe a lot to them. So the first one I'm going to introduce, his ring there, joined us a couple of years ago. I'm glad he stayed with us because he was down in JV for a while. Really good coach to have alongside these girls, and he's more of the, when we play the good cop, bad cop, he's more of a good cop. And kind of gets the girls, gets them motivated. Julian Gaetano. Next coach here, I've been with these even before softball. We coached baseball together. Runs our outfield. Really does a great job. If you've watched how the girls were positioned this year in the outfield, we owe a lot to him. You kind of a lot of balls that were hit out in the outfield, you kind of notice the girls were in place, and even to my surprise, they were in place. And but just to see how he came along and has really developed this outfield that we have, and again, what I consider one of the best outfield in the state. I can say the state these days, I think, we used to say CCS, but now it's the state of California, because we played those teams in the state of California. So I know that our outfield we had last year was one of the top outfields in the state of California. Anyways, good guy to have in the dugout, good guy to have out there, good guy to have a motivational speech when we need one here and there. Marty Bueno. Next coach here has been with the program before I even took over. Pleasure to have him alongside the dugout and talk to him during the season. We talk on a daily basis, but he's the one who kind of keeps the motor going on his team when it comes to the girls and you know what we built as far as the program, because he was there, part of the rich traditions before I even got there. Knows a lot about the program. He has seen girls come and play, you know, a high caliber Division I ball, G2 or whatever, Olympics. So he's coached a lot of them. His own daughter had a scholarship to a big time G1 school in the ACC. So again, he knows what it takes to get to that level. He knows what it takes physically. He knows what it takes mentally. And it's a pleasure to have him, like I said, my right-hand man on the team. That's Joe Montione. I'm going to have Joe introduce it.
All right. Okay, so to start, our bread and butter, the captain behind the mound here, she's off to college and really looking forward to be able to watch her play. Sophie Marantini. Our other pitching senior, looking forward to her activities and watching her forward to play in the future also, Aaliyah Gaetano. And our last senior. Had the opportunity to coach her since she was really young. Looking really forward to watching her play in college, Leila Rueda. Okay, so our leadoff batter this year, phenomenal. I think almost 50, 60 steals, 100 plus, less, more? Total? Yeah. Total in your high school career. Looking forward to seeing what this year brings. Magical Mutas. Our number 2 back. Looking forward to, she's only a junior, so she's still got some time here. Really looking forward to her play. Grace Beverly.
Taylor Faga. Taylor showed up the other day with the biggest tattoo I've ever seen on a human being. But it looks pretty good. I like it. Even the superintendent liked it. Yeah, superintendent, first thing superintendent Tannenbaum saw was her sleeve on her arm. I love it. He played over the University of Hawaii, so he was used to that. So he's following that stuff. All right, next girl here. Hey, one of our pillars on defense kind of solidifies our lineup in the middle there. Unfortunately, she was hurt during this playoff run, but nonetheless, she was played a very important role for us getting to this point, getting to that point of a playoff run. But again, I'm looking forward next year to watch her play over at LMU. Emma Gutierrez. Next one here, we talk about the nucleus of our defense and the speed and offense that we possess. Again, all these girls here play big roles in this team, and without any of them, it's hard to win a championship, let alone a NorCal title. So you have to understand the component that we have here. Everybody has to be in sync, and we all have to be in the right place at the right time. And a little bit of luck, it doesn't hurt either. This particular girl here, defensively and offensively, but more so defense, kept us in games, kept us in innings, and just got us to the next inning. That's all we would preach this year. Just get us to the next girl. That's all we ask. Just get us to the next one. Well, she did it both. She did it both ways. Again, looking forward to her for a big year from her, MVP type year that we know it's coming. It's just a matter of her putting it together mentally as well. Mia Phillips. We talk about this next one a lot. One of our senior captains, one of our main backstop, if you will. But again, we talk about these girls and we watch them play and grow up and play in different organizations and just watch them mature as a student athlete. But this one really took over the leadership role over the last 2 seasons, which makes the coaches' jobs, makes our jobs a lot easier when it comes to student athletes like her. Makes our job a lot easier. When it comes to communication, when it comes to getting the girls together, and just watching whatever big issues that are out there, it makes it a lot easier for us. Which this team doesn't really have a lot. We're more like family this last 2 seasons. But anyways, this one here, can't say it enough. I've run out of words, but Dominique over. next one here, we talk about defense. Again, we bring up defense a lot because we're all in agreement at one point in the season. I don't remember exactly what point of the season it was. We talked about defense and pitching could win us some championships, whether it comes to a league title, CCS title, or NorCal title, or whatever it is. But when you go ahead and have a defense like we did, it's hard to just single out any one particular student athlete because there were so many. And if you watch any of our games, of course, you would see that the defense was pretty stellar, and we made very few errors. We made very few mental mistakes, and that was one of the things that we were going to try to limit. Every game, as we got a little deeper into the playoff run, we understood the physical errors were going to happen. We were just trying to minimize the mental mistakes, and that's one thing that we always talk about at the beginning of each season with a different group of girls that come aboard. But anyhow, good defensive player, really turned it up in the playoffs with us offensively. Hannah Sanchez. This next girl stepped in, didn't know what to expect. Fortunately, Emma went down. As a coaching staff, we were trying to scramble around and figure what the hell we were going to do. And didn't know how we were going to do it, what we were going to piece together, who we were going to put there. I had 18 other coaches here that were telling me what needed to be done. And I just figured, we're going to have to go with what we see at practice and what we're looking at practice. And along with our coaching staff that we got together and figured, look, we're just going to have to put her there and see what happens, But again, the way that we asked her to step in and do what she did wasn't easy at all. And we think it's easy because we watch these girls at practice every day, and we see the plays that they make. But again, when it comes to game time situations, it's a little bit different, obviously. The game is a lot faster when it comes to that. But again, the way she stepped in, and it was, what was it at St. Francis? What was it? It was a ridiculous play she made and saved it. I think it kind of kept us into going to the extra innings or what have you. Ashley, you. With Ashley, one of her coaches in baseball. This is a really good friend of mine, Daniel Baroni. I remember calling him up and asking him, "What do you got? Tell me something about Ash, man. I mean, I know she's been playing baseball all along. Give me something with her." He said, "You won't be disappointed." I go, "She's playing baseball, man. She's never played softball." He goes, "You should just give her a chance. Give her a chance." She said, "You'll be surprised, man." He goes, he says, "I won't be surprised." He goes, "But you might." And he was right. But again, that was awesome. Yeah. This next one here, again, I've had the privilege of coaching her when she was young as well, a young lady, and just to watch her really come alive these last couple of seasons, and it wasn't a big surprise because she's on the team for a reason, but if you expect something from her, she kind of blew it out of the park, man. I didn't know what to expect, but the way that she performed this year, starting from the beginning, she was probably one of the most consistent hitters from game one to the end of the year. But always kept us in the game, and some games that were single-handedly where she won the game, if not tied it up or whatever it is. But enough about this girl. She's a hard worker on the field. Lauren McShane. This next one here, we didn't know what to expect with her either. I didn't know whether to put her at second, left, right, center, bench. I have no idea. I have no idea what we were going to get. I had no clue where to put her. I knew she was pretty smart on the basics though, and how hard she worked. And one of the few girls that came up to the coaching staff and asked, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Now, I didn't get too many of these girls this year that did it. She was one of them. You could just see the determination that she had and the desire to be out there and was willing to fit in any role that we asked her to. Never once complained about anything. Just wanted to know what she needed to do. She wasn't thinking about the next game. She was thinking about the following year and the year after that. What do I need to do to get better, to become better, to be a big part of this team? But little did she know, she was a really big part of this team. Scored the game-winning run, Kyla. Same thing, this girl here, a pleasure to have on the team. Again, one of the harder workers on the team, doesn't complain about anything, just puts her head down and goes to work. And this was the one this year where one or two girls that the coach catches by bringing up these young girls. And especially this one, they fought me on this one a little bit. Was, well, why are you bringing her up, man? She's just going to sit the bench, man. And well, just you got all the coaches out there and admin and your own community is questioning why you're bringing up these young girls and for what? They can play JV. They're going to go up there. But again, this is why they hire me and the coaching staff to do what we do. Let us coach and you folks watch, and trust me, good things will happen. But this is one of the ones that fought, and my thing was no, and even questioned how many girls we had on the roster. Well, you have enough, so why don't you just leave her on JV? But again, I'm glad we had her up because she was a really big part of this program, big part of the season, and we're looking forward to her for the next 3 seasons. Avery Chavez. This year was only 1 or 2 freshmen, but they held their own. But every year there's always something. This next one here, I've had the privilege of watching her for a few years and watching her grow and mature and just kind of watch her determination and how bad they want it, along with every single one of them here as well. But this particular one here, we're looking for some big things this year with the losing our 2 senior pitchers. We're looking for these girls, these juniors to step in and take us to that next level that we need to be at. This one here, we're looking for a big season from her, and none other than Eliana Hatch. Next one here, kind of along the same line. It's going to kind of be again, it's going to be a good competition with the two juniors that are vying for a spot and somebody to step in and lead us to where we need to go. Again, just kind of watching them pitch. They've been out there these last few days, these last couple of weeks, watching them throw bullpen, and we kind of see what we need and what we need to work on and what it takes. What it takes to pitch on this team. But I think for the both juniors here, they understand what needs to be done, what we ask for as a coaching staff, what I ask for as Sophie, what we asked her to do is her sophomore year, and that's to be able to really pitch inside and command the inside of the strike zone. That's one thing it takes to work and to be a starter on this team when it comes to pitching in that circle. Fortunately for us, we've had good command over the last 8 years since I've been here. And again, this is one of the pitchers that's gonna, watching her in the bullpen, she looks pretty good along with the other junior as well. This one here, this was a good one here because this is the girl where I can. Most of the time she's having a bad day, okay, and a lot of times I am too. But after talking to her, my day turns around pretty quick. And a lot of times when we talk, it has nothing to do with softball. And you have to have that, and there's always one or two girls on your team that have that. And she's one of them. And it's funny because we just sit there and talk and we tease each other, stuff like that, man. But she stepped in last year. When we put her in last year, she answered the bell. Every time we put her in, she delivered, and she did what we asked her to do. But again, this was funny, man, because we just go back and forth every practice. And Sydney Andrew. We were talking about her joke, this is good stuff. Yeah. You know what really sounds? All right. Last but not least, again, this is the one where I brought up towards the end for this playoff run. Why am I bringing her up? Why don't you just leave her down there? You have enough girls, right? But I'm glad I did. It's not about just where she was at the whole season, but it's how she was learning being with these varsity girls and just being so young in the program. But again, this is what makes these girls better, is working with these girls. It has nothing to do with being on JV or it's about working out with these girls and getting better. These girls, all these girls that are sitting in front of you here, obviously you see the amount of girls that are going on to the next level, but they're more than that. They're more mentors. They're willing to help these underclassmen get to where they want to get to. Whether it's going to the next level or not. But these girls are there to help these underclassmen achieve whatever they want. But this particular girl here, watched her tear it up on JV. And we go, as a coaching staff, we go watch the games and feel that she's going to be a big part of the future of this program. And that's Maddie Rodriguez. That will conclude this ceremony. We're going to stick around, obviously. Then we're going to go ahead and open the rings, put them on, take pictures. Got Chris Mora back there. KSBW wants us to send all their stuff SW was going to come out today, but it was too late for Jake Flores, he said. But again, they want us to send it whatever we have so they can go ahead and it was a big deal to KSBW this morning. They wanted to go ahead and, like I said, come out here this afternoon. They were a little disappointed that we were doing it later on in the evening, but you know, it is what it is. So.
So we appreciate everyone coming, and we talk about the girls and everything, but also it takes the parents, right? It takes the parents to buy into the program, buy into the amount of practice time we do, the changes of practices, just to ensure that these girls are ready, season over season over season. So really appreciate how the community comes about. If you did have the opportunity to watch the championship game, you saw probably one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen attend a softball game, regardless of where it was. Now, with the generosity of the Berrigan family, hopefully everyone comes, watches this year in our brand new stadium seats. Everything that Andrew, his mom, his family does for the program. So Andrew talked a little bit about us coaches. So I like us coaches to talk a little bit about Andrew and some of the girls too. But one thing that Andrew really does is he listens. He talked about being in sync with all the coaches. And that's one thing we do is like, hey, I can walk up to Andrew and go, Andrew, hey, we pitched this girl inside last time. We busted her, let's do it again. And he's like, okay, he'll do that. Or I'll get, and then like, I'll talk a little bit about Hannah. So one of the games, I brought Hannah in, and most of these girls will have confidence. So Andrew talked about Marty positioning everybody. We'll position them. And Coach Andrew's one of the best pitching coaches I've ever seen. Because we'll position our girls, and our girls have confidence, like, hey, I'm going to be ready for that ball. There was a shot against St. Francis up towards Hannah's head. She's ready, she catches it, inning over, we don't go on to the next one. So just the sync that we have with these girls, and the trust they've entrusted with us, along with us entrusting in them, has been amazing. So, Rudy? Yeah, many words, Marty.
Well, I'm the guy that doesn't speak as much on TV because by the time I get to it, English better. What I want to do first of all is thank the families, friends, and the community for coming out to enjoy this and to honor the girls. You know, they've really definitely represented Hollister really well. I got to, again, I don't know if anybody was here from our banquet, because you weren't. I talked about they were a special team. They, not only were they special playing the game, but they became sisters. I think that's what we became. You know, the girls became sisters, and they were able to get along a lot with each other. And that's what made a difference on this team. A lot of times the challenge, I know as a coach, coaching a long time, you're always telling kids, you know, when you get your team right away, you got to bond right away. I'll tell you, these girls really bonded really well. We were able to talk because we had some great captains out there. And they got together and they got this thing going. You know, not only that, they were really talented. I'm going to go back to that story, like I said, just to shorten it up. They were pretty good and pretty talented. Not only great softball players, but we had girls that could sing, dance, and they could rap. We had DJ Fabia with the robots. You know, it was very special, and it's an honor to be coaching them and have coached them, and I definitely am proud that these girls what they accomplished. I know the community is definitely behind me on that. So thank you very much. Coach Andrew, I know we went ahead and course with that head coach going to tell us, you know, hey, I think this girl should go there. We change it up and stuff like he said. that comes down to it, he'll make the final call, but good thing about it, he will listen to us, and I know we did pretty scary. So thank you very much, girls. Thank you very much for this ride.
Hold on.
I just want to thank all the parents, for letting us coach these young girls. Like I said, you guys don't know what we go through as coaches with these girls. Most of the time it's good. Other times it's not too good, but we believe in them and they believe in us. And like with Andrew, like I said, we talk every night after games and stuff. And we go through our battles. I tell him stuff, he don't agree. But I already know him good enough, like when he don't talk back, I know you listen. And I know that he's gonna do what I asked him to. I said, but all the credit to all the girls. I said we wouldn't be up here today if it wasn't for all these girls. It's a pleasure coaching all you girls and engaging all you girls. So we gotta do it again this year, right?
Again, you kind of hear the coaching staff talk about the girls, and again, we talk about family, and that's one of the first things that we like to instill in our program is we need to start out by being a family. That's number one. Once we feel that the unity is there, then we can move on to other things. But what happens, talking about the parents, which I apologize, but again, like Coach Joe said, it all starts with parents, and every year the school wants me to draw up a practice plan, and they want me to post it, and they want me to put exactly what time we're going and what time we're going to end. Well, as long as I'm here, I'll never do that. And one of the things that I told the athletic director the other day is, I'll never do that. And I'm not going to do it. Because we don't know. We don't know what we need to work on until after our game. Then we figure out the coaching staff what we're going to work on. I don't know what time I'm going to go to. We have lights, right? I'll go 3 hours every practice, okay, because that's what they allow me. But these girls work out more than that. I just say we work out 3 hours because that's what I'm supposed to say. But again, what does it take to win a championship, win a state title? It's the hard work that they put in, or the hard work that the coaching staff puts in. And we put in more than 3 hours a day, 18 hours a week, guaranteed. Okay? But again, so apologize ahead of time because this coming season, I don't know what time I'm going to practice in. Okay? But I know that every one of your daughters has a phone, and they'll be able to call and tell you, hey, practice is over, and we'll wait there until you pick them up. But again, that's what it takes to be a championship team, a championship type caliber team. But again, I apologize ahead of time, but we'll do our best to have a practice plan, and and again, just to let everybody know what time we're in practice and stuff like that. But again, I thank all the parents, grandparents, families, aunts, uncles. I appreciate your support this year because without your support, it really turns that little stadium into a big time stadium. And that's one of the things. We could have done other things with that stadium. We could have put the money elsewhere, but I just felt that those 3 sets of little bleachers that they pulled out from the back of the barn just weren't sufficient. And when my mother, who was in a wheelchair, came to one of our games last year, so it would be Sophie's junior year, I remember she came to one of her games and says, I can't see anything. And I'll never come to another game again because I can't see. I said, shit, okay. She goes, why don't you put some regular, bleachers out here, man, some grandstand stuff. And I said, well, Mom, She goes, okay. She goes, what kind of team are you going to have? I said, I don't know. They look pretty good. She goes, okay. So I'm glad we did. And they're starting the July July 6th, they're starting a new project where they're going to go ahead and dig out the dugout, so we're going to have sunken dugouts next year. So that is phase number 3. CCS has already called and they want to host the semifinals this year at the stadium there.
I wanted to say a few things. I feel like to get to this point where we're at, like winning NorCals and everything, I feel like we only did it because like our little saying was we played for each other, not ourselves. I felt like every time we went out on the field, like that's what we would say after we like put into our heads and everything, and we just trusted each other, and that's how we got these rings. Thanks for that. Hi, I didn't prepare a speech, but you know, I can only say this so much. I'm so proud of each and every one of you guys. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do anything without you guys behind me. And you know, we had some great memories. And what else? Oh, really quick, just because I know Ito's watching, we just wanted to give you our biggest thanks as a team because we really appreciate you and you've done so much for us, and we hope you have a speedy recovery because we love you. Yes. Really grateful for you guys. Can't wait to see what you do this year. I'll be watching. Maybe.
So girls, I'll close with this, parents. So at the beginning of the season, the coaches, Andy talked a little bit about the schedule we want to put together, and it's going to be a tough schedule again. But we always have that first Clovis tournament, right? We always say, hey, we want to gauge ourselves where we're at. Well, I'm going to tell you this year, and we'll end with this statement, is we always kind of see where we are within the bar, right? Well, girls, you are the bar now. You guys are what everybody is gunning for. You guys are the top. So just remember that. So when teams play us now, they're going to say, hey, where's the bar? We are the bar.
Yes.
Right?
Go Vegas. Like watching. Come on, a todos ahorita. No, estás Open up, let's go. The red tape.
Yes.
Ready?
Can't wait.
Oh my God.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2. Cream cheese.
Wait.
Yellow cheese. Smelly cheese.
Queso fresco.
There you go. Come on, girl.
Taking out the last one. Okay. So instead of the that are, yeah, so they can do like but May West. So are you going to be able to see him and travel? Yeah, that's where I should go. You're going to back home. No, for Thailand. Somewhere else. Yeah. So, like, why? We're going there. That's one you have to go. Yeah. So these other parts.
Yeah, it's Hollywood in the back, bro.
Oh, some of the local ones will be we're all used to the traveling. Yeah, we're ready to be there. Yeah. It'll be good. That's awesome. It'll be great. Like last summer. No, this is great. You're not ready. I know. It's good. Are you going to be able to? Did you lose your No. I'm sorry. Oh, you're joking. As long as it's not recording, that's fine. Right.
I'll talk to you.
It is? Yeah. You said it's not recording. Oh, I thought it was. What happened to you? I know you hear me. I hope you're well.